All right. So we had some major drops in the Nasdaq, man. This was crazy. Caught some nice shorts today. Let's take a look here. Yeah, today was crazy though. I mean, we caught some nice shorts there. I was looking at gold. I caught a few longs in gold earlier. But I mean, even still, look at these drops, right? Let's get down to just the daily pivots. Alright. Yeah, longs and golds with, I mean, I caught some real quick ones, quick scalps. Nasdaq shorts was really, I got out early too, alright? I was like, man, I just wanted to call it a day, alright? Then it ripped back up, which was crazy, alright? I stayed out of it on the rip up. But these shorts here, man, I mean, this played we got down to 380s. 380s. She. So we're gonna be looking for some more plays today. Try to give me a bias for each session. Alright. Try to give me some kind of setup for Asian session, a quick scalping to fund my London and New York. I usually lose a lot. I usually make a lot during London. Give it back in New York, right? Trying to catch it, right? But today was good, right? Today was really good. So we got some nice quick shorts, and then I got out of it, right? I wasn't even trying to mess around. Lock down the payouts, right? That's what it's all about, locking down your payouts. So we got another payout coming. Even these shorts were nice, right? Up into this whole little chop area. But this rip up was crazy. I was thinking more downside. I was really thinking. I said, well, we're gonna have more downside, and it didn't come. But it's all about locking in payouts, right? Lock in those payouts, pay yourself, because this is a hard gig, man. So you deserve to get paid, right? You definitely deserve to get paid. Do things with your family. Feed yourself, pay your notes, pay your rent. Make it real, right? So right now we're gonna push back down. It's just ranging here. Just really open back up here. About to have the top of the hour here. Alright, let's see here. So really everything that I do is really just help me pick levels, right? Picking different levels. I like to see enough things in my favor, right? Enough things in my favor, then we jump in, right? Develop some type of bias, and then I have invalidation points, right? Where does that bias become invalid, right? But that's what it's about. Your attack zones, right? Are you short? Are you long? And then where do you want to go short? Where do you want to long? That's really what it's about. All right, and then getting the hell out of there. All right, don't get burnt marrying a trade. I tell myself that daily. All right, that's an everyday reminder. Right, and sometimes you try. You know, you may slip some days. Right, take a bigger loss. Right, but definitely come back the next day. All right, have enough to come back the next day. Dust yourself off. And get back in the zone, right? Get back in the saddle, man. So I'm gonna pull up alright, we're gonna pull up here. Alright, so we're gonna do a top-down analysis from the Nasdaq and gold for the day. See what kind of. I'm still looking for a further push down on Nasdaq. Alright. We hit our first target though. First target definitely was hit, man. And it was hit actually fast. I mean, it was hit really fast. I had an extension here. Oh, we didn't hit this one yet. What is this, Nasdaq? I thought we hit it. What was I looking at? So that further push now is even higher. Or lower, I should say. Oh, it was on the ES. ES already hit. Alright. ES already hit the target, first target. Nasdaq didn't, right? Nasdaq didn't hit yet. So we're looking at a couple of zones here. As you can see, we hit the last of the last here, the 886 here. Then I had a retracement from here. Alright, so we're looking still further down here for this area. Alright, this 24,000. Now you could have all the levels and all the zones you want, but you know Nasdaq is a different beast, right? One thing to analyze, one thing to actually trade it, right? So when you're trading it, right, have your invalidation zones, right? Since we're here at the end of this one here, I'm gonna just draw this key level here. Right. Is it gonna stick? Is my magnet not working? What's up? Not sure why that's not working here. Alright, anyway. Then the day, man, it was a major cloud flare. Major cloud flare down. Right, down. All the prop firms are pretty much down. Right? For a while. Alright. Everything's back up out now. Alright. If you had Trader V was still good. But we're still looking for some shorts here. Right? But major cloud flare outage, man, it was really crazy. Alright, a lot of people some people couldn't even close their trades, man. I was hearing, right? People was getting stuck in trades. I'm like, oh shit. Good, I'm with Trader V. Good, I'm with Trader V. Alright, so levels are really marked here. Pretty simple day. We want to see these stay here, or if we do wick up here, stay below. All right, but we're gonna be looking for shorts for the day. All right, then once we come in with our pivots, all right, just give us like a kind of like a spread out average daily range, right? Or like daily highs and lows, right? So I use like the first pivot or support S1 R1, usually around the highs and lows of the previous day. Right, but they are adjusted, right, depending on the bias of the day or the major trend of the day. All right, so we're still looking for these shorts, man. This will be nice for the day. All right, possibly some type of flagging pattern before we start shorting. Now this could happen in US. All right, now if we are wrong, all right, once we start ripping back up here, start busting back over 25s, right? But I'm still looking for some down pressure here. All right. So the major tools I use are really volume-based tools, right? Just kind of seeing where orders are going off, right? And then of course you have your support and resistance, right? But I started finding out for myself, I was trying to figure out why certain levels, right, would hold, why some of them wouldn't. It would get to like a pivot, and right before the pivot it'll turn, right? Or a fib, right? Or a whole number. Those are the main three things I look for, right? And it'll get there, not quite to it, and then it'll turn. We have gold taking off here. Gold rallies. Now this is a really, but it'll turn. So I started saying, what the hell? Why is it turning, right? And I started seeing, right, doing a little research, and then I got into the volume profile, right? And then I started seeing that at the edges here of the volume profile, value area high and low, right? For me, right, that just seemed to work, and it made sense, right? And it just helped me pick a level, right? Pick your levels. So I picked my levels based on those, and then I started adding, of course, your traditional things that you know of, right? Bullish bars, right? Bearish bars on a downtrend, right? Wicks, right? But when you get these here, right, it's like the accuracy or the probability goes up, right? And then I really got into it because my risk, right, I was able to get out with it making sense, right? If I see a ton of volume, right, and that should hold, and it drops below it, I know something is wrong. I need to get out. So I started adding those things up, right? Adding those different things. Then of course you have your moving averages. Use those really for trend direction, trend, momentum, bias, right? How to play counter trend, right? Something like this move. This move was crazy counter trend, right? And up to a nice area, right? Gold is rallying. Also, if you didn't know, Apex 80% off plus a $40 activation. Crazy deals, man. So if you didn't know, definitely use the code HFT247, get that 80% off. All right, getting a little pullback here. We're in this third standard deviation here. Also, what I like about the VWAP, for instance, VWAP doesn't change depending on the time frame that you change it, right? Once you plot it, right, it just stays there. And you can change all time frames and the levels stay the same, right? So a static, you get a static thing, right? It's dynamic, right? It's still dynamic with the standard deviations, right? But it's a static plot, right? It's not time based, right? Unlike moving averages, right? You change the time, they change. VWAP is not like that, right? All right, Nasdaq coming down nice here. Look at that. Look at that. Also, I'm not trading today. Looks like waiting for them to take the do the withdrawal from my account here. So Nasdaq shorts, that's really what I'm looking for today. All right, like this whole week really, I've been looking for shorts. All right. Call today's to the first target, and tomorrow or later this week, I'm looking for 24,000 somewhere in that area. All right. If we start taking out that 160, 150, 24, 150, 160 area. But Nasdaq gave us some nice shorts. Then they rip it back, man. So I kind of been, I've been really honing my mind to really think like, man, it's way more than enough opportunity out here. All right, way more than enough. You just find your spot, find your trade, man. If you could end a week positive, right, green, end a day green, hey, you won, man. All right. So it's a few rules that I stick to that I continuously hone in my head. But it's so much opportunity out here, all right? And you don't need big size, really. You really don't, right? Now, once you start trading big size, right, then damn, it's time, right? Okay, somebody want to come see the BMW? Getting that drop in Nazi. Asian session hasn't even opened up yet. Just to top it off. Down to the next extreme though. Start breaking this low here. 525s. That was nice though, below the weak VWAP. Alright, they gave you a few chances to get in here. You want to be careful down here though. Definitely great time to move the stops though. Move the stops, trailing. Alright, you definitely could be trailing this one. Gold gave a nice short off the third standard deviation up here. 50 points, 50 ticks there. I mean, really great. That was a great move. I wonder what. So the way I started looking at it too, I started trying to figure out what kind of news is gonna come out. All right, if I'm like, man, look, I know the market's trying to go short. All right, we shorted once the government opened too. That was crazy. Once the government opened back up, right, it was just short time. I mean, a lot of shorts, no data coming out really. Right, but then I started trying to see what kind of catalyst is gonna make it move. All right. It's gonna be a catalyst that makes it move. We had jobless claims today, bit higher. Looks like than the previous month. See what's coming out tomorrow. So job growth is sluggish, right? But new hires are on an upswing for the jobless. Tomorrow, FOMC meeting, 1 o'clock Central. All right. So I'd like to be done before then, or try to catch something afterwards. Most likely something before. All right. Nasdaq still going down here, way out of value. If they could pull the money out of here first as well, man, I could play. But I started after my last payout. Right, it took a little long. That's because I had done a trade like right before I submitted, right, and it kind of seemed like it kind of held it up for a day. So I was like, oh shit, let me not do that again. All right, before they pull it, just don't even worry about it. All right. But Nasdaq, man, Nasdaq still dropping it. We may brush these temporary lows right here. It's 525, so be looking at that 500 level. That's what I start hating too, right? It looked like it want to happen now. You start shorting and then it pops, right? But it's not in the Asian session yet. We still got another hour, just about. Let's get it. Nazi is steady dropping, baby. It's giving them quick pops too, man. That's something you gotta be watching out for. I mean, a good 40-point rip, right? 30-40 point rip up is not nice. All right, so you want to catch those entries precisely and make sure, more importantly, you getting out of there nicely, right? Especially down here, right? You want to be real careful shorting down here, especially in these lower deviations here. All right, still could be in it, right? But not the time to get in it. Let's look at the dome. Let's see if anything is really changing or shaping up here. Oh, got a nice push there. And see, this is the pivot here, right here. This 540. All right, you see how there's so much volume right here. All right, get you 10 ticks out of there really quick. All right. And you get a quick pop. All right, quick pop up. All right, and just back to it again. All right, and they kind of rotate around those numbers. So now they're starting to see if they could hold it below. Still don't like shorting down here until we really break that 520. There we go. There we go. And come on. Oh, there we go, baby. There we go. And you cover some there. Alright, now this time to not buy it all, sell it all. Alright, this is not sell it all, this is sell. Only thing you should be doing there is trailing, scaling out, but really extended here. Alright, and we're at that whole number 500, so see about a clean break below that if anything, but definitely not time to sell. That was a hell of a drop. Super drop. Nice drop there. Down there 60 points looks like. Looks like we may want to. Still got that 490, 350 area down there. That may want to be touched, but that 524, 25 just broke that. Just broke it. That was crazy. Can we break below fives? Here we go. We're testing it. Go. Let's see if we get that break below 493. All right, still holding 500, 24 fives. Super extremely sold off here. You don't want to really be adding down here, just trailing or scaling out. There we go. Come on. 493s. We're looking for it. Could be real fast too, right? Where they blip down. They kind of gave us 97s. See, that's why you gotta be fast, man. That's why I start learning. Don't add at these whole numbers like that, right? Especially an Asian session, right? Sometimes you can get that Asian session run. That's if it's some kind of crazy news, some kind of tariff news or something, right? And you see we got that rip all the way back up 20 points already. 20-point rip back up there. All right. That was a hell of a good one. That was a hell of a good short though. Hell of a good short on that break of the VWAP. All right, once we start getting out of value, I mean that was super nice. But now again, right now you're in these lower deviations, all right? These low threes. Don't want to be adding right there at all. Gold still doing nothing. Nasdaq shorts just paid 60. Really more than 60. That was over 100-point move from the top, but started playing here. Still was over about 100 points. Oil, man, now has been I've been trying to test out trading oil. Really, I haven't been trading it, just been looking at it and kind of calling stuff. And man, it is doing nothing that I expected it to do. It's been doing nothing I expected. All right. I thought we would have broke 58 a while ago, but they've been holding at 55 level. Oh. Yeah, nothing at all that I expected. There we go. Getting that off the third stand. Look at that gold pop. Gold pop. Oh man, that was nice. Also, if you like the channel, like the type of content, definitely be sure to subscribe. We do these daily. Daily. Gold pop nicely. Looking to take this high out here at 77, 78. See if we can get it. Hold 74. Here we go, getting that pop on gold. See if we can get to 78. Nasdaq, we just did about 90 points in the Nasdaq. That was a hell of a nice short down to the third standard deviation of the VWAP. Now we're back here, they're almost to the third on gold. See if we can get that 78. I'm trailing tight here. Here we go. Here we get it. We got it. We got it on gold, baby. Something I'm missing here. Let me get my profile here just to see. Yeah, we're right at the top of the. Okay, we're at all-time highs for the day, or highs for the day. Gold, we hit 78 profit target on gold. That was perfect. That was perfect. All right, so we're looking here. Still Nasdaq doing nothing. Little retrace there. Holding that 500 level. All right, I think it got to 94, 97s. 497s. Got a nice shorts from 490s down to, I think we hit, let me see what we got to 503. So we got out a little early, but hey. All right, so we're getting a pushback here. So if we start getting that 500 break, man, that's gonna be sweet. That's what I'm really looking for. All right, I'm still looking. It may happen, like I say, U.S. session. We got a FOMC meeting tomorrow. We nervous. Did you taste it yet? All right, you come on in here and let's taste this one together. Nervous. Hey, that ain't bad. No, that's what you had hot water for. Scared me. All right, still getting that rip back up here. Looks like to valuary low on Nazi. Pull back on gold. All right. Seeing if we get another short play here on Nasdaq. I really want to take the shorts below 500. That's really what I want to see. Like I say now, these biases change between. I try to see what's the session play, right? Trying to get better at also trying to kind of know when to sit the hell out, right? It's easy to make money when it's good, right? It's hard as shit to keep it when you trading and over trading in a badass zone, right? Or in that chop area. All right, you get caught up in the chop, you need to stop. Get caught up in the chop, please stop. All right, you get used to trading big lots, 5, 10, 20 lots, and you start getting chopped, man, and each chop is like really nagging every bit, right? You ever had a huge profit? Try to trade a little more, and that chop just takes half of the profits back. You're like, shit, why did I even trade this shit? So when it chops, please stop. All right, we're getting that pushback. Let's see what our profile is looking like here. All right. So I like to do like 50 cent watts. All right. Got a big one up here at 25s. We're below the VWAP, below all the averages, man. I mean, hey, out of value. Hey, we start breaking 500, man. And this Asian hasn't really even kicked off yet. All right. Still got about 30 minutes here. Got gold down here, Nasdaq up here, and then we have Nasdaq's tape and dome. We have the ES, so I like to kind of have some kind of confluence here, right? Sometimes this tips the hand first, and then we have gold over here. All right. Crazy rip back up there on the Nasdaq. All right, 50-point rip back. So I said be careful shorting down here. Not a time to be shorting at the bottom, right? This is not breakout time. And even, I think that was today, man, it was having like 100.1 minute bars. And I'm like, oh shit, somebody just got wiped, right? I used to be like that, man. Be getting wiped in one damn minute. Just like, oh shit. You have a bias and it just rips. Even this, right? If you're not familiar with like the sessions and everything and what usually happens, somebody's taking these shorts and they're about to get wiped. About to get wiped. Don't short down here. Not when we even hit the third standard deviation. Asian session ain't even started. Alright. So we're just waiting. Gold still kind of creeping. Gold is just creeping, man. Let me put gold here actually. Alright. So possibly here, I'm gonna draw this out here on Nasdaq. Draw that out like so. Alright, we want to see some type of break here. Alright, really this 500 level. That 500 level is where I'm looking. We want to see that break. Right, and that's going to be the play practically all day. Alright, till the US session. Alright, that's the thing. You don't know really when these moves are happening. Just be there when it's time. Right, be there at the key times. Right, and catch something. Alright, catch the move. But one big thing that I'm always trying to do is get out faster, right? I'm learning that more and more every day. Take your losses as fast as possible, because the wins take care of themselves, all right? When you're winning, it's so easy. Shit, it's so fucking easy when you're winning. It's so easy to also let that shit get to your head, all right? When you catch a nice ass rip, or you catch 2-3 rips, right? And you're like, oh shit, I can do no wrong. And you get in there, same size and a chop, contraction time, and that bitch goes the wrong way, and then you giving back half or most of your profit, right? But it's way more opportunities out here than you could catch. That's for sure. Oh hell no! What is that?
This is the elixir of eternal.
Let me try it. Oh shit! I'm scared. That shit
Now
looks.
it's not sweet at all.
It's not. My brother's over here making some crazy elixir of life shit over here. It's not bad. It's not bad. That ain't bad at all. If you don't drink it all, give me some more. Hey. All right. Trying to bust back in the value area lows here. Also, if you like this type of content, man, definitely subscribe to the channel. Like the video. We do these daily, man. Daily. Just continuously improving. Continuously staying on that journey. I think that journey stays, right? You stay on that journey, right? And so I started doing these to kind of document myself, right? Document good things that I'm doing, even the bad things that I do, right? All right, you want to document it all, all right? I think every once in a while, everybody does some bad shit on trading. If you haven't, then you either had somebody that was trading before with you or something, all right? Or you haven't traded. Cause I mean, shit. Once you see the money you make for one, you're gonna say, I could trade all these little wiggles, right? I could fucking get all of this, man. I could be just trading ups and downs. It only going up and down. And next thing you know, you're trying to do it, and then you get that quick reversal in a minute. And that's where the lessons start, right? That's where the pain begins, right? You're like, oh shit, I have fucked up. I have fucked up. Right? But that's where you start to learn, right? Start to modify. Still here, Nazi. Gold still doing nothing there. But the lessons start right, I believe, when you start blowing up, right? At least for me, right? Especially you do it over and over, you're like, man, something gotta change. Alright. Something starts to change, you get better at risk. Even knowing how to that's something else I'm playing with now, is when to scale in big or how, right? So I started to kind of build up some kind of cushion first. I like to build a cushion and then start getting in there heavy. Don't just start going in your max lot size, right? Kind of build a cushion. At least that's what works for me. It works psychologically, which is something that I've seen. All right, everybody's big at throwing around the word psychology, but nobody really tells you how to deal with the psychology. All right, we all kind of had a similar psychology, but you as a person, as a trader, you have your own psychological trip ups, right? Which is why you get so many different types of traders, right? It's a million ways to skin a cat. All right, but you got to find what works best for you, right? Know what kind of trader you are, and then deal with your psychology, right? Me personally, I like quick moves, right? Because especially, I think with the way the markets are set and these prop firms are set, especially with the trailing drawdown, they kind of train you to take quick moves, really, right? That's how I feel. All right. So the psychology behind just the different prop firms, right? You get a trailing drawdown, you bet not be trying to hold and then deal with a sharp move. I mean, depending on the size you're trying to go, right? But for the most part, right, that trailing drawdown teaches your ass, hey, you need to get the hell out of there quick. You need to get out quick. Apex really taught me how to trade quick, right? I'm not gonna lie. Once I got on that trailing drawdown, I blew when I first got my first live account with Apex, I was thrilled, man. Out of 50K, I blew that bitch in the same day I went live. Same day I went live, I was so damn mad, I can't tell you. Right? Then I got to a payout, right? Then I blew it after the payout. I was mad again. I was like, oh my God. Right? But that first one after that live, man, when you blow a live account the first day, man, that's gone. Ooh, Lord. I can't tell you, man. I was so thrilled, right? And then I was doing good, and then I was trying to get a little more. Let me make another little bit more. And then I was up nice, right? I'm up like $2,000 or something, and I'm like, shit, I could go ahead and, after a few days, let me go ahead and let me put in some nice size here. That mug ripped back up on me, man, and now I'm chasing, trying to get back to break even. And that never works. Never works, right? May work a few times, right? But when I start noticing, for me, when I'm chasing, trying to get back to that even point or that peak value, I need to stop. That's when I'm like, okay, I need to stop right now. All right. Right now, we still have this building out here, this little channel building out on Nasdaq. But psychology is a big thing of it, right? Psychology is all of it, really. I mean, a system, you could give 100 people the same system, you're going to have 100 different ways of trading it, right? Because of the psychology, right? People's psychology is like real, man. And that's when you realize that when you seeing money floating. We're getting that nice rip back up. That's why I said do not short down here. Do not short down here. But the psychology behind all of this, man. If you don't have your psychology up, if you don't have a way to redo your psychology or some kind of method, I definitely advise you to get something like that, right? Get you something that kind of gets you in that zone, right? Thinking trade, one good trade, for instance, right? If you can do one good trade, all right, and then once you finish that trade, to have that same thought, another one good trade. Why is that thought important? It's because it kind of makes you not think of your last success, right? That high of, oh, I just made $1,000, $2,000 in a trade. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. I used to work hard as shit for that. Right now, you can make that in less than 5 minutes. But that one good trade thought, if you haven't read that book, man, Mike Bellafiore, man, that's a great book in dealing with the psychology. Another book I done restarted listening to is Trading the Zone. I listened to it over and over a long time ago, right? But man, I literally started listening to it again, man, and the crazy thing is he's not even telling you any trading strategies in that. He's literally telling you all psychological things, man. All psychology. So those some key books I've read. But I try to find some type of books. It's kind of they're rare and kind of far in between. So we're right back at the VWAP here on Nasdaq here. What a rip back up, man. That move from 500, man, that was the move. That was the move. 500 up. Still gold, not doing much here, just ranging. Let me pull up some news too. I started having some of course you have your regular news, but then using the squawk from Financial Juice volume tools, man. 500 level, right? Once you hit that 500 level, it was time, man. Asian session still hasn't opened up yet. All right, we're still looking here. Got about 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Definitely stay tuned. Got the live news coming in as well as it is. I tested as well. I tested the squawk, man, from Financial Juice. And then I ended up having a paid service, man. And I started seeing that even the delayed version from Financial Juice sometimes was faster, man. And it was, or either damn near right close. It was really close, man. All right, stay tuned here. We'll be back here shortly in the next 5 minutes. This move down on gold was major. What a move. Back in value to the other side. I mean, look at that. See, this is the type of stuff I was looking at. All right, I used to question like, why here? Right, and then I put that volume profile on there. Started answering a lot of my questions. Main thing about trading anything, man, right? You gotta find what type of strategy works for you. you really can't copy a trader unless they're literally trading for you and you have nothing to do with it. All right. See what kind of strategy works for you. All right. If you are like kind of pick your own bias, right, and then use them as some type of confirmation, right? That's the best way. We're still holding up here. 500, third deep. Man, this move up was it. Gold is a complete drop. I mean, quick too. 5-minute drop right there. Right, and then if you think about just trying to pick one great trade a day, literally one trade to make you a week or month even. All right, one really one trade, right? So if you just really are just looking for those specific opportunities, right? Look at a key time, right? Key time, and then plot out a trade, man. Plot out something that makes sense to you. Like you don't even need, like I said, you don't even need a lot of this, right? I use a lot of this stuff. It helps me refine it, and I think it'll help honestly anybody refine. All right. But for instance, man, oil's been doing some crazy stuff. I've been looking at oil. So we right here, right? So we started looking right here. I said, hey, this is not the time to sell right down here. Once we broke here, this was the sell time. But we are still looking here, man. Alright, so something like this now I'm looking at. Now for you can kind of see a little how that's trending downward, right? Something like that. Something like that is nice. Something like that, I like that better. Alright, so something I've been working on really is having my invalidation points. That's kind of how I look at it. Alright, where's your ideal completely wrong? Where does it not make sense anymore? Alright. There's people that just literally use candlesticks. That's it. Alright. But just have where you want to buy, sell, or do nothing. If you could add those two kind of concepts, buy, sell, or do nothing. And just don't trade so heavy. Alright. You don't even need to trade heavy. A lot of these prop firms, man, they are really, it took me a while to even start even trading prop firms, right? Honestly, I was like, man, that don't even make sense, man. That was years ago. And then I started looking more into it. I started seeing the payouts, and then I got me one. Then I got a payout. And I'm like, shit, I can get, really, you could honestly get, shit, 20 times your money. Really, on the payout. Which is crazy, right? So we're still looking here. Gold was a nice ass drop. Still looking at Nazi. Below VWAP on gold. But we're in a great time, man. I mean, especially if you think that, I mean, this kind of thing wasn't even available 10, 20 years ago, right? And now that everybody has the ability, all right, everybody has the ability to get in there. How many did you do? For real? Ooh-wee. Hey, that's 11 if you add it up. Shit. I need to do something too, though. They are. Remember, like on the monkey bars too back in the day. That was. Come on, wait a minute. I don't remember pulling up so hard, huh? All right, so we're back in value on both, really. Back in value. Further drop on gold. Gold is tanking. Breaking down here on Nasdaq as well. Gold is tanking nicely, man. That was a hit. Look at that move, man. Right off the VPOC. This type of stuff is exactly why I started using these type of tools. Literally. Because I was trying to get some better confluences. That drop, man. That was nice. 50 ticks right there, just about. 50 ticks, man, in a minute. But that's where I started, right? Then you mix this in with a few other things, right? That was the drop. Nasdaq dropping here a little bit as well. We're right back at out of value, looks like. Let's see what else is moving. Let's see what all is moving here as well. But gold and Nasdaq, those are your highest movers. Those are the biggest movers, man. Looks like it's trying to break down here on gold. I want to see that Nasdaq take out that 500, really. Top of the hour as well. Top of the hour. Let's go, baby. I'm going to do a challenge, too, one day, man. Probably trying to hit a move per hour, right? That'll be something to do. All right, try to catch a good trade every hour of the day that is open. All right, once the spreads cool down. I think those type of things help you get better. All right, different challenges. All right, do it on your demo or something like that. But trying to catch a move every hour. All right, doesn't even have to be. Look at that. Look at gold. Look at gold. Here we go. Let me get gold up. Gold gave us 50 ticks right quick, man. Come on. Come on. Alright. So we could have, this gonna be some major chopping going on here. We're down to the third standard deviation. say my stream is acting up. Let me see what's going on. Everything looks good there. Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened here? Okay. All right, we're back. All right, had some crazy. I don't know what's up with the internet. All right, here we go. Nazi looking nice here. I'm gonna take one on Nazi. Taking a good one on Nazi. Stops real tight. Let's get it. Alright, we're in. Stops tight there above 56.5. Alright, let's run it. And we're gonna see. I know this part is real tight here down here. Alright, I'm gonna just see. I'm gonna just see though. See if we can run it. Alright. If we could bust these lows here on gold, man, that'd be sweet. Let me see. Ah, it's coming back. I don't like it. See, okay. Alright, looks like we're getting a pushback down. I'm tightening up my stops here. Oh man, that's sweet. Stops at 46 now. Stops at 46. Oh, let's get it. Come on. Let's get it. That was it. Come on. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Alright, scaling out here. Scaling out there. Alright. Look at that. That was perfect. That was perfect. Alright, now we got our last bit of break even. That was perfect. Right, reason to play that tight, man. We down here at the third standards here. We're out of value, of course, but Asian session mixed with that. I mean, you want to play that real close. Still looks like I want to break. Let's see if we want to break. Let's see here. Now I got a double screen deal on my down. I don't know how I did that. Alright, here we go. That was a good trade there on gold. Good scalp. Great scalp, actually. Just want to be real careful here. Don't want to add down here. Alright. Let's see. Okay. Still busting. We could be going to that down to that pivot at 40, 50. Not thinking it'll be now though. That's what I was thinking. But even catching that little scalp, it's really nice. Pivot down there at 40, 49, 20. This is where you want to be trailing, right? Or taking partials, either one. what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually measure that whole leg. Let's see. Yeah, just measuring that. Just this whole leg here. Alright, so this makes this real nice for me. Top of the hour. We'll see about catching something here. Alright, so we're getting that push back up here. That was a hell of a move, man. Hell of a move. Really, once we broke the V-pot, looks like here. As you could see it clearly, really. You could clearly see. Alright. Start coming in here. Busting out. And then once we kind of dropped below it, came back and retested it. I mean, to the downside, man. Alright. So we're down here in the third standard deviation. So, I mean, this is where you want to be safe, right? Now, if we start coming down here and taking these lows out, I mean, your stops could be above here. 63, 64s. But that was a hell of a move. Hell of a move. And as he trying to break down here, it's not ready yet. I'm gonna put some alerts here. Right before. Once we start kind of getting down here. Really before that 500, honestly. Once we get to about 504 areas, start breaking down here, that's when I really want to be looking at it. But stuff like this is exactly why I started to get into volume profiles and stuff, man. Because I would always think, I'm like, why doesn't it reach here? Right? And I'm like, shit, dude. There's so many times where I would even be trading even to the long side, right? And then it'll get up here and I'm probably adding or something. Or even if you getting in here, I mean, this wipes all your shit out, right? That's a good 20 points right there, right? In a minute. So I started looking, I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? All right. So I said I need some way to kind of measure that risk, right? It changes too. Let's get it here. Let's see. See, look here. That push into the second standard deviation, right? And it just kind of gives you a little bit more, okay, something's happening here, right? And once it crosses back in value and all of this happen, I mean, that tells you really to get the hell out of there. Something's changing. All right, let's get back to gold. Okay. All right, so So we're still looking at gold. Gold is down here in the standard deviations of 3 of the VWAP. Nasdaq kind of back at it, it's slowly kind of breaking here. All right, it's the real high pivot here. 84s, 85s, 585s. Also, if you haven't, definitely be sure to check out Apex, man. They have one of the top of the line platforms right now. Right? Up to 20 accounts, but right now they're doing something crazy. They're doing 80% off sales. Right? And then on top of that, something they've never done is adding the $40 activation on top of that. So it's crazy sales over there. Definitely check them out. Use the code HFT247. And let's run it up. Let's run it up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. We do these videos daily. All right, so right here we're back into the top here. It looks like the bottom of value of Nasdaq. Looks like we're trying to test it here on gold here. Up to 67s, looks like. We'll see. We'll see. We broke that 64 area. All right, gold looks like it wants to be back in play. We're gonna see how it works. If we can start breaking. It's a real time to be safe though. All right. If you do get in, you want to get out quick. If it reverses like this, you want to get the hell out of there. All right. Just wait for that break. Be patient. I want to see it come up a little higher, honestly. 67s I was looking at. Okay, let's go. Go down 30 ticks that quick. Come on. What's up here? There we go, 62s. Alright, gold is in play. Nasdaq nicely. There you go, that pop. You gotta be quick. Go pop back, man. We're gonna see if Nasdaq want to hold the 60, 62 area, 65s looks like 24, 65, 565. Back up 40 ticks that fast on gold. That fast, man. Come on. Gotta be fast. That's another thing I learned. I'm like, shit, you gotta be quick, man. Look at that. Back to value. That was the play. There we go. That was it, really. Entry over 63, really? Could have got in at 60, 63 halves, really? I mean, that's 40 ticks there, man. Come on. Back to VWAP. Here we go. Let's see. Up to 70s. Gold back up to VWAP as well. So, or Nazi. Here we go. That was a hell of a move, man. These 3 standards, man. Crossing VWAP on Nasdaq. Reaching it here on gold. That's the level here. That's 70. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Nazi pop too, man. So I really watch either one, right? I'm watching to see which one makes the most sense, right? Which one makes the most sense? Which ones? Because they're both big movers. Big movers. And trading tests your psychology in so many ways, man. It's easy to look at a back test or a system like, oh yeah, I can do that. Or look at hindsight, right? Hindsight is so easy. Hindsight profits. But when your ass is in there, you like, oh shit, it's real, all right? You get to wiggling and you seeing $1,000 back to 500, back up to 1,200, back down. You're like, oh shit, all right? Man, Nasdaq was nice. Nasdaq was sweet. Let me see. Really off that 500, like I mentioned, that was really a play from before. And then you got the extension back up here. That was really it. That was a sweet move. Gold here again. Let's see. Gold hit it and came back off of it, man. 50 ticks that fast. That's why I say you gotta be quick. This is the type of stuff I was trying to figure out. Literally, I was trying to figure that shit out, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Right? There's times that I thought this was gonna happen. That's where I say you gotta take those losses as quick as possible. Take your L as fast as possible. All right. So I start having kind of like not just a bias, but kind of trading with 2 biases. All right. I have what I'm thinking, and then where is that part wrong? Where am I like no longer thinking that it's a short or a buy? All right. Nasdaq did a move, man. We up here to pivot is 2230, so it got up to the looks like 20s. That's still on the run. Here we go. That was a hell of a move on Nasdaq, man. And then stuff like that, though, we played, like I played quick scalp on gold, but right, I started looking back at stuff like this, like how could I have caught this, right? Back to the central pivot on Nasdaq. So then I'll try to analyze, right, on Nasdaq, like how could I have caught that, right? just to go back, right? What could have made that pop out at me? Let's get this off of here. And I think that's how you really get better, man. Really, like I had the, just from what I'm looking at, right? Just, I could have seen how you could have caught it. Right? Once I redrew that trend line here. Right? We repositioned here. Then it came down to touch it. We were back in value, touched the edge of value. Value area low here. And then just simply drawing a trend line here. Right? Definitely right here where everything shifted. I mean, this was really no pain of a trade right here. Alright, risk was real tight, right? 32s, 20s, right? I mean, hell of a move, man. And that's how I would go back, right? That's how I go back and say, okay, that made sense. I could have done that. And then I just build it in my mental database. But that was a hell of a trade. That by itself, Nasdaq, if you caught that, man, definitely great trade. All right, so we're back on the lookout here. And then another psychological thing that I've been I kind of repeat to myself is that it's always another move, right? It's always another day, another move, right? It's always another move coming, right? So it kind of helps you be patient. Even it's times where I don't even trade, right? I just call out a move and just look at it, right? Just to see how it plays out. All right, especially if it's outside of my time zones that I really like to trade, I just, okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, this broke. I'm gonna see about shorts from here, right? Like a mental trade, mental sim trade. So we're approaching VWAP on gold here. Just broke through at the top of value on Nasdaq, man. Nasdaq was the rip. Nasdaq ripped nicely. Definitely also, if you like the channel, be sure to subscribe. We do these daily. And it's just my journey, right? My journey as I'm learning, as I'm taking profits, as I'm losing even, right? I'm on here good days, bad day, every day. Right? But there's so much in here, man. There's so many moves, right? It's so much. So one thing that I'm really practicing daily, I don't think you really ever stop practicing stuff, right? Or it's certain fundamental things I think you gotta lock in, right? But it tests you every day, right? That's what I've seen. It seems to happen, right? It's a lot of times where I'll be stopped out and then the market will go in my favor, right? Where I was thinking, and that'll piss me off so bad. That's like, shit, I knew it was going. I knew your ass was getting up there, right? ES shorts, let's see. I'm looking actually for shorts. I'm thinking that they're gonna probably play out. We got FOMC meetings tomorrow, so I'm thinking about tomorrow. I caught some nice shorts on it today though. So I'm gonna be really looking for further shorts once we bust back below 6,600 really. Kind of wanting to be clean. I don't like these kind of in the range. Now I was looking, actually I'm still looking for the shorts on Nasdaq too. Nasdaq, cause the ES, man, ES was real nice. Let me see. We called ES out yesterday, actually. The day before, it was this night, right? And I was watching all these levels. And I was just looking for this extension hit, right? 6,600. And it happened, what, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? U.S. session, right? And see it happen. It'll look like it's gonna happen here, right? And then it'll kind of roll in the U.S. session. All right, a lot of people was looking for the pivots. I thought it was even gonna hit the pivots here, but I had this already plotted, and then it's at a whole number. It's at a whole number, so we took profit there. That was a hell of a trade. Tonight, I'm still kind of looking. Let me see, cause especially I'm looking to keep shorting. I want to short the Nazi. Yeah, this could be, especially if this week closes like this. I mean, the next few weeks could be nice shorts, man, honestly. All right. And then what I do then, right? Say if you want to go short, have some invalidation points. That's been one big thing that helps me. Invalidation points, right? Somewhere where you like, okay, that's not going there now. All right. But right now, I'm still looking for shorts there. Down to 64.50s. 64.50s, man. That's going to be nice. That's going to be nice. But see how they've been kind of wicking. That's where I started getting into like the profile and order and watching the orders for stuff like this. Right? But they'll come in here wicking and then it closed and then it just gaps back over that level. Alright, so now, well, this could be an even bigger move. I mean, even a C61, ooh, that'll be a big one. But I'm going to just be looking to play down to here. As long as we hold, I want to see it hold below this 67, really. As long as 67 holds, shorts all the way. Especially with everything the way it's going, right? Once the government opened back up, everything just been kind of drifting downward. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice one. And also, like I mentioned, I was trying to start playing oil, man, but oil, when it moves, man. All right, but it's a lot of geopolitical type of things happen with oil. But I was looking at when everything went negative, man. Nobody thought that'd happen. That'd never happened ever, right? Hit negative $40. So what I've been looking at is this 45 level, right? I don't know how or when it's gonna get there, but that's what I've been looking at. And I'm like, shit, man. Every time it'll look like it's going, it just doesn't. All right, so I'm still kind of waiting. Still kind of waiting there on oil. Let's put the backgrounds there. Yeah, once this starts breaking this low again, I'm going to try it again. All right, 55s. I did mention they've been holding 55s, though. Gold looks like tested that VPOC again, back down, still holding below. Few things I'm watching though, man, on Nasdaq, right? I really want that Nasdaq to hold below. As long as we're below that 25,000, man. Shorts, man. I'm looking at shorts. But we gotta hold below it. And then once I start adding in my pivots and trying to pick some levels, right? Everything is to just pick you a battle zone, right? Pick a battle zone where you're ready to start attacking. All right. And then have your retreat points. Have your retreat points. Gold trying to make that move down again. Let's see. I want to see that 60, 40, 60 break. 40, 61 really. But nice moves off that VPOC, man. VWAP. Alright. Look like it's about to. What I start noticing as well, like a lot of trading is really a waiting game, right? Which is why I say a lot of it is just testing your psychology a lot of the times, right? It's just really a waiting game. Even when you play just in the US session, there's a lot of times I come in the US session and it doesn't do anything for like the first few hours, right? Then you want to wait till the London close, right? And then something will happen then, right? But it's just be a waiting game, right? You come in with an expectation and then it doesn't happen. How can you not force a trade, really? That's what you want to be trying to figure out, how not to force a trade. Even volatility, I started noticing the way I even trade news events and volatility, right? It used to freak me out, man. I used to be like, oh shit, man. You get a hell of a spike, 100 points one way, another 100 one way. You like, oh shit, man. You get 1,000 point move day one day. You just want to make sure you're on the right side, right? So it looks like everything is pretty much back in value. Everything's just kind of settling out here. Still looking for shorts on really both. Really on that Nasdaq though. I want to see that Nasdaq crack, stay below 25,000. So we're still in value on Nasdaq here. Busting out, trying to bust out of value here on the gold. I'm about to look for some shorts here. We can start really moving. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna start trying to build out some shorts here on gold. Tight stops right there above 65, 67s on some of them. And we really just want to see if they want to make this move now. All right, do they want to go ahead and Making that move now. All right. See if we can break these lows. All right. And then the key also is just to get some break evens, right? If I can get a break even in, all right, a clean break even. All right, we're getting that rip back. 64s, we want to hold 64s. All right, we out of there. Not yet. Not yet. So we start getting in a small, a few at a time, and then let's see if we get that move. Not yet. And also remember, it's Asian session, right? Asian session, chop time, right? No volatility, low volatility most times, right? So the key, like I mentioned, I want to be able to get out of my losses as fast as possible, all right? Sometimes you let them ride, right? Depending. Sometimes, and that's rare, right? You want to do that rarely. But that's if you, I start doing it kind of if I'm going, okay, we got some big orders showing up here. But if I'm scaling in, right, not going in all at once at a time, then that's when I'll kind of let it ride, right? If I want to add 5 contracts and I'm just doing ones at the moment, right? One here, one there, one there. And then if it completely invalidates what I was thinking, I'm only maybe at 3 contracts. All right. Nasdaq trying to bust back below VWAP here. Okay, I'm looking for gold, man. I'm trying to see if gold want to make that move here. We want to see if we can get down to the 40, 50s. That'll be a hell of a move, man. All right, I'm gonna try it again here. I'm gonna start. All right, 6 quick tight stops too. Tight stops, not playing with it. All right, not playing with it. Not yet. And this is where also like reading this would help too. All right, reading these kind of, seeing where the hell is the volume happening at. All right, you can see 63 is a hell of a barrier. All right, they're shortening to 63, but nothing is happening. All right, so I start seeing this type of stuff. Right. And you can see they're buying here at 65, nothing is happening. So they're kind of right below here. They're trapped, really. They're just playing within this little 20 point range, really. All right. See, they're buying again here. They're trying to get the bids over this number here. All right. You want to start seeing big orders over there. But nothing is really. There we go. See there, 65s, they're holding at 65s. All right, and then if they click down into it and it holds, all right, here we go. See, and that type of stuff helps you get the hell out of there faster. All right, stuff like that. All right, it helps you get out of there faster. All right, as soon as I start fucking up, right, or trying to say, oh, let me give it a little more room, that's when I fuck up. Oh, and I'm like, man, I saw the signal to get out, right? I saw it. All right. So that was a hell of an exit, right? I start also congratulate myself in taking losses quick. Like if I see I take a loss right quickly and then I see it rip against me after I get out, I count those kind of small wins. Really, they're big wins. Really, all right. Those are definitely wins too. All right, you got out, you followed your plan, and you got the hell out of there. But the faster you could take a loss, man, I'm just trying to get better at that every day. And letting them ride, right? Find some way to let them ride and get the hell out of there faster. I want to get out of there so fast. Alright, so we're about to make a withdrawal request here from yesterday. Alright, gold trying again here. It's trying. Nasdaq back up off that VWAP there. Held nicely. I mean, that's a nice level to buy it. Alright, this was real nice. Nice little rip here. All the moving averages here solid. They're crossing here. I mean, this was solid. So then when it's doing stuff like this, I like to kind of plot some levels, right? Plot some, because you could get food in the chop, man. Right? So I mean, clear everything out. Just plot you some levels that you would play at, right? Some playing zones, really. So, but you see they're kind of going, not going, and all of this shit. So I'm looking at something like this here, or this peak. I want to see some clean breaks here, right? If we start busting back through this kind of trend line, that's when I'll start getting back in longs. But right now we're just kind of in pullback. It's just pulling back. Nasdaq doing nothing here, just back in, just really in value, just waiting. But we're looking here at gold. I'm looking to see, I want gold to hold below here. If we start busting up through here, you know what time it is. As long as we're below it, we'll be looking for this, really this 40, 50. Then what I start doing as well, I start looking at the Asian session to kind of, especially for tape reading, right? I've been learning how to read tape, right? Or when to really read it, right? It's specific good times to really look at it, which is really when you're at a level, right? When you're at one of your key levels. But if you see something here, all right, you start seeing these kind of levels. These are major levels, really. All right. You see where volume is hidden at, right? And this just kind of aggregates all of this going. So you just seeing this straight push down on Nasdaq. Alright. Still nothing here. You got this big contract here. But that was a hell of a tank there. Gold still trying to tank. Right? And you just start seeing the momentum, right? It just helps you really read the momentum, right? Or where you see that there should be momentum and it's not happening, that's another signal. Gold looking nice. Gold is looking real nice here. If we start busting here below that 40.61, man, that's when I want to start engaging. Wouldn't be bad to get in here. You could go 66 for stops here. I'm in on gold here. All right. And I'm going to get out at 65s. I'm not giving that much. I want to see if it's going to go. If not, I want to see if it want to go, if it doesn't. See if it want to go, if it doesn't. Right. These must didn't add here. Let me get these off. So we busting down on gold. That was a hell of a trade. This is the time you don't want to add. You want to see if it's going to just go ahead and go. I'm going to start trailing here. Alright, we're break even. Not even going to play with it. Not going to play with it. We're going to break even. We're going to see if it want to go. If not, then we out. But you don't want to be adding here. You want to get you in a free trade before something happens, right? A tight risk. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. That was nice. That was beautiful on gold. Gold drops there. We're still holding. I want to see if I want to go ahead and go, but it looks like it's trying to turn back. It's trying to turn back. I'm going to give it a little more room here. Give it a little bit of room here. I want to see if this thing want to go ahead and go. What a move on gold here. See if we can hold 60s below 60. Trying to come back in. We are going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. Coming back in, looks like. That's why you have to be quick. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say the psychology is so big. The market will train you to it kind of makes you have bad habits in a sense, because it's like, you know, why the hell, especially when you see a move happen that you knew would happen, but it doesn't happen when you thought it would, right? Here we go. All right, I'm going to break even again here. We kind of went up on a stop, and we may get stopped out here. Again, this Asian session. And the point of the Asian sessions, I like to build some type of buffer, right, as I go on through each session. Right. Just build a buffer. Right. Then when it comes US session, I'm like way up, right? And then I could risk like half of that or something for the session. Right. Still trying on this gold here. I'm at break even. Make it stopped out at break even, but we are in it here. Stops over 61. Yeah, it looks like we are gonna get hit, and not yet. Oh shit. It's still not hit. Nazi, man, making that move. Okay. Nazi is making that move here. We're down, back again down here. Alright. Nazi about to get it, man. Here we go. I'm looking for that break. I want to like really see that 500 break, honestly. But damn, that was a hell of a move here. Clean move out of the once we passed the VWAP. Alright. Alright, we in. Oh, we're gonna see. We're gonna play it tight. We're gonna play it tight, play it right. Alright. And shorts on Nazi. Here we go. We're gonna see if we can keep pushing. Stops tight here. Alright, over 60. 24, 560s. I want to see if they want to push it now. They may not. Of course, it's Asian session. Gold is pushing back again. Gold is trying to hit it. See, I did mention, I said both of them. I was really looking for shorts on both. All right. Here we go. Oh, shit. That was nice. That was nice. All right, so now we're in a free trade here on Nazi. It looks like it's gonna stop me back here. Stop me out. It's gonna stop me out. That bitch dropped and just can't. Oh, look, 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 look. Let's get it. Oh, let's get it. Oh, beautiful shorts on Nazi here. Beautiful shorts here, man. Let's go. Alright, so now we're just trailing, man. Now we are just trailing, literally. Don't want to trail too tight, but we want to trail right. Alright. So I kind of wait for little structure points. As it starts to give me a nice impulse, then I kind of trail below or above those impulses. Right. Once they give you like a big move, right? I like to trail below or above big moves. Cause it only makes sense, right? If you get a big old drop out of nowhere, it's like you don't think price should come back up there, really. Not if it was a real move. Alright, so we're getting that turn and turning it. Trying to turn it. We're gonna see. Ooh, look, you have to get in and get out of there. And trying to rip it back up. Let's see. Nice drop on Nasdaq though. Man, if we take out this low too, man, I'm looking for that break below 500 to really play this thing. We're gonna see. We're testing this trend line here. Make it trail again shortly. We're just really trying to hold to see if this thing will not stop us out at break even. And we're out of there. So it's good to take some. All right, I started learning. That's why I say you gotta find the psychological things that work for you, really. Find what works for you, all right? And then kind of put a strategy around it, all right? Like for me, I like to as I see the profit, like I'm always in more than one contract. For the reason is because I like to get the hell out of some early, right? I see a nice pop because I know shit like this happens, right? I know this type of stuff happens, especially at Asian, right? It's Asian session, broke out of value, came right back in, right back in. And if you don't know, definitely be sure to check out Apex, man. They have right now one of the best deals out there, 80% off. But also, they only have a $40 activation, man. $40 activation. You cannot beat that. One of the best deals out right now, man. Definitely be sure to check it out. Use code HFT247. Let's run it up. There we go. Ooh, that was a nice rip back up. That was 50, 60 points right there on Nasdaq. Quick rip up. 3 minutes, man. 3 minutes. Come on. So I say, man, so many moves, right? It's so much. It's so much. And really, the trend lines are like this, really. That's really how I draw them, really. I was trying to something new, kind of. And that's where I started getting these false breakouts, right? It looks false, but really it didn't break. Look at that. Getting ripped back up here. Easy. Let's start getting in on there. Alright, about to hit these longs here. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. Woo! Get it. Let's get it. And then we'll start scaling out of some. Can we get one more push? One more push. Can we get to the 6? Can we get to the 6? Undone. Nope. Didn't get it. So you had to get out of there early. Still may get it, but didn't want to get there on that push. Look at that. That's why you gotta be watching the flow, man. Alright. Trying it again. And they're not having it. Not having it. And alright. Did we get to the 70? I don't think we did. Is it? You know, shit I put on my damn playlist. Got shit just playing out of nowhere. Alright, then it rips back. Here we go. That was a hell of a move. I mean, that 600 was, of course, the big figure there, so you have to be watching that. Had to be watching that. You gotta know stuff like that. Still may try to rip it here, though. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we did get to kind of close up here. We got to the 600 just about, right? And then rejected. So that 600 is definitely major level there. Gonna try it again here. Let's see. Wanted to see this rip over the 600s, honestly. Here we go. Okay, and then it happens, right? So that's the kind of stuff that used to piss me off. Right? Because I'm like, I know it want to go. There we go. right? And then it'll be like, man, why did I not get in again even, right? That's another thing. I'm like, sometimes you got to give it more than one time. May not go on the first time, but you got to get out, right? You got to get out. Still pushing here. Beautiful trade here. Alright, about to hit 600s there, and we hit it. Let's get it. Come on. Let's get it. Alright, so we crossed over 6. Can we get to 610? Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm gonna start scaling out of here. Taking a couple off here. Alright, and then I'll just try to get into where I'm holding a good, nice amount, but I'm taking profits. Beautiful trade. That was it. Shit. I mean, that was the way to come back with it. That was the way. Alright, and then now I'm just pretty much chilling. Alright, once you kind of get you a piece, get a piece and get the hell out of there. Right, and then I can kind of trail the rest. Right, and what I start finding out too, when I do trail, a lot of times it come back and hit my stop. Right, but a lot of times too, even that small percent where it does run, right, when you in that free trade, that's pretty much all you're looking for. Free trades all day. I'm looking for somewhere where I can put a tight stop, right? Somewhere close, quick invalidation, and then also be able to just trail, man. Trail that bitch and take some off. Take some off, pay yourself for your efforts, and then keep enough on though, right? Keep you a nice amount on. Alright. Still moving up here on Nasdaq, man. That was beautiful. Still holding here. Still got a part on. That was beautiful, man. Shee. Can't make that up. Still pushing up here. 63, 60, what's that? 631 is the high today. So can we take that out? But we're gonna see. Definitely also, if you like this type of content, be sure to subscribe, man. We do these daily. Just letting you go through my journey as I'm in the journey. I believe you stay in the journey in a sense, really, when it comes to trading. I don't think you really ever fully just be like, okay. I think it's always a journey. That's the beauty of it, right? But you do lock down some fundamental things, right? Lock down your fundamental things that you're going to do. Your risk management, trade management, right? Psychology, right? Lock all that shit in. And then forget it and play, right? And when I say forget it, not make it irrelevant, but to kind of put it in the back of your mind, right? And play the game, right? So right now we're just in this trade here, longs here. Got stopped out for break even here, and then we got in again, right? And we are in from 24,590 actually. So as we broke back up, we got back in. Took off some there over the 600s. That was a nice ass trade. Also, be sure to check out Apex, man. They have an 80% off sale. 80% off, and also they have a $40 activation, right? They don't do this type of sale rarely. They rarely do it. So definitely great time to start stacking up there. Use code HFT247 at checkout and get that 80%. All right, so this thing is creeping now. I'm glad this one I start being glad that I take off part of it, right? Take you off a part, right? And then go to break even. And then just let it ride, right? And I like to do that once you're over those thresholds, right? If you're in trailing drawdown type things, do that type of thing once you're past those thresholds, right? When you're in the threshold, you want to start kind of pretty much taking all off, right? As it's going with momentum. Nice rip up here. And like I mentioned, we're still looking for, I was looking for shorts on Nasdaq, right? And having those invalidation points where I'm like, okay, it's not either, it really didn't signal me here, right? I tried it with this kind of modified trend line like this, right? And it still didn't give you a clear signal even after that. It just gave you the break, no kind of retest and break again. So even if you drew it that way, right? I like to draw mine kind of this way. And now we are really looking at the top trend line, really, right? Or you could kind of plot out just this high here. All right, here we go. We're still in it, baby. Let's get it. And this is not where you want to start entering, right? You want to already be in on these type of trades and then kind of trail, right? We're right here at the top of value area high. And we're looking to see if this break. This could tank now. You get your nice ass order out of here and you're back down. And think it's also Asian session, right? Asian session, you're like, okay. So we're just trailing here. We're already in a free trade. That's the beautiful thing about it. Once you're in a free trade, man, you are golden, right? Look at that. Look at that. Come on. All right. Look at that. All right, we're over to right at the pivot. We're going to see if we can start breaking over this pivot, but we're breaking out of the value area. Starting to come in. There was a lot of volume went off right there on that last actually 10 seconds there. Over 400 contracts right there. So we're looking, we know there's a lot of selling up there, man. A lot of selling. Let's see what was up there. A lot of orders. Gold back down again. Alright, but you could see, let's see where we are here. So we're busting through these areas here. Alright, a lot of orders that was sitting off here. There we go. So you're starting to see these big orders here. Trying to get out of some of them. And we start tracing back again, so that's perfect. I believe we're still in our last position. Still in it. All right, that's perfect. I'm gonna trail this pretty loosely though. All right, so let's see here. So my stop right now is right below 600, 24.6. Got in at 24,590. So we locked in some profit already. We took off some and we're trailing the last bit here. And like I said, this is not the time to add, because look at this shit. I mean, it busts out of value, right? And it's Asian session again, like I mentioned, right? Doesn't mean it can't run, but it's less likely, right? That's the way I kind of start looking at it. It's less likely. Moves always happen, right? It's always moving, but it's less likely. We're outside of value. I mean, what's likely to happen? You don't want to add up here, right? We get that trace back in, then you're screwed. And if you do get in, you want to get out quick, right? If you do. So that's something I'm working on every single day. I think I'll be working on it all the way up until I'm not trading ever. Right? Getting out as fast as possible. All right. Want to get out as fast as possible. And then let your winners ride. Like right now, in a free trade, I used to be like, oh shit, I need to get out. Right? And then I still think getting out at times is good, right? Especially with the way and sporadic the markets move. So to help me with that psychologically, right? I said, well, I always want to get in more than one position. Why is that? Why more than one? Because that allows me to do really both. I could get out of one and then I could trail the other last one. All right. And a lot of times those really come in, even on the ones that run, they kind of balance out really. But psychologically they don't, right? Psychologically it kind of gives me the best of both, right? And that's what this game is about, really. It's a psychological game, right? That's why risk tolerance is psychological. And it's mathematical too though, but I ain't gonna lie. It's psychological, right? Especially when you're dealing with big numbers, right? I remember first time I had the $500 day, I was like, oh shit, this is real, right? Right, worst case scenario, you don't know anybody that's making $50 an hour, right? Then the first day I had $1,000 day, I was like, oh my God. So you start dealing with big numbers, right? So then you start kind of shifting. This move is still pushing. Nasdaq is pushing nice, man. Nice. This is when I'm glad I held a runner, even if it still reverses, but it's like it's giving that chance. And that's the important part, giving it that chance for you not to be sitting there messing with it, right? Letting it go. This could run, right? This could really run. Especially we start ripping up here past, what's this? 30, 35s really? Yeah. So we're out of value. We're gonna see if this continues. Here we go. Let's get it. I want to see that break over here. I really do. And I'm always in the back of my mind at this time. I'm like, it's Asian session. Alright. It's Asian, nigga. You should know them breaks don't really happen then. But then it be times when I'm pissed because I'm like, damn, I didn't trade Asian session, man. And I may see it rip, right? And a lot of those times that's on some news breaking stuff. Alright, but we had like three, four good trades so far today. Still giving this a chance to push, man. If this could push, that'll be wonderful. We're just kind of floating here, still up in profits. This will be the last trade for the Asian session here. We done build up a nice buffer. Especially if this breaks. I really want to see this break 31. 631. May not really. Lila's trying to come back in. Yeah. This breaks. And like I said, it's right at the value area high. Alright. It's right here. This is kind of reversal zone. Still giving it a chance though, still floating. I kind of start trailing my stop a little closer, but still giving it a chance. We're at 624, 604. All right, got stopped out, still made on the last portion, made 200 there, so that was really good. That was just on the last little bit there. All right, so that was it for Asian session. Definitely I will be back If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. And be blessed, stay profitable, and we'll see you all tomorrow.